I love that intro. Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I forgot we were introducing it that time, but I'm Melissa.
And I'm Crystal.
We're getting used to it. I say every week that we're getting used to it and we're getting better, and we just keep doing the same things, but whatever. I don't really care. How's everybody doing there tonight? How you doing, Crystal?
I'm pretty good. I, just finished watching Big Brother. So we've got lots to talk about.
I left the kitchen after tonight's episode. We won't get into tonight's right now. We will get there. But I left the living room and I went into the kitchen and I looked at my husband and I was like, Canadian Big Brother is so fucking cutthroat. It's so good. It's so much better than these like whiners who are like dancing around trying not to hurt anybody's feelings. People are making moves based on their own game. They're not worried about the next person beside them.
Which is so funny when you think about it, because us Canadians are like notoriously
so
like, oh, sorry. Right, everybody's sorry about everything.
Yeah, which is true, but it's like I really like it because what I'm seeing so far is that everybody understands that it's a game. Nobody is taking anything personal except for maybe Tara, but like, whoa. Okay, so Vic. Back to and maybe Vic. Yeah, but at the end of the day, she didn't take any of it home with her.
No,
like, she was like playing emotionally, but she didn't take things personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But right, let's get into last week, which is a double eviction.
Okay, but wait, before we do that, we should warn everybody, if you haven't watched the last 3 episodes, so Thursday of last week,
17, 18, and 19, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. If you haven't watched them, stop now, unless you don't care about spoilers, in which case, then keep listening.
Because we're gonna spoil that shit for you. So
that's right.
Maybe, do you think, here's my theory.
Okay.
We've got a lot of people who love our podcast and they listen to it because they're like, I don't even watch Big Brother, but I love hearing Melissa and Crystal talk about the show and recap the episodes for me. So they skip Big Brother because they're like, well, that's TV. Who has time to watch TV anymore? I'm going to turn on my podcast and follow along that way. So, I mean, if Big Brother Canada would like to reach out to a whole new audience of people, they really need to call us.
Yeah.
They need to sponsor this after show special, this unofficial after show.
Although, to be fair, I feel like you're talking about just Selena.
No. She's the only one I know for sure who listens to it.
But everybody else does the same.
But she'll start watching the show. She said, for anybody listening, I winked at Crystal very easily. I think I blinked at you, actually. I think both eyes just closed. I'll have to replay it to see, but anyway,
I think you did okay.
It's almost fucking 10 o'clock. We're moms. We go to bed early now.
Right.
I keep sipping my tea. I'm sorry. I'm all about, I drink this. It's Tetley, but it's Tetley mint green. Mm-hmm. And do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I think we were interviewing Megan Warren from Ethereal Boutique. And I was saying that my tea tasted like shit because it was peppermint instead of, and peppermint tea I really like, but I was so used to my mint green and then I didn't have any left and I had peppermint and I was like, this is not what I signed up for. So tonight I got my mint green back and I'm just
nice.
I'm very enjoying it. Okay. Let's dive in. So last week, double eviction. Mm-hmm. My very first note starts off with holy shit. My first thing it says is just holy shit. Is Vic going to convince the Ghost Peppers, stupid name, to save her? And I honestly, I did not know how it was going to go when she was talking to them about like, guys, I'm loyal to you. Like, and she's good. She is fucking so convincing.
She can be very convincing, but I think her problem is like, they know how good she is at the game. I mean, if you were to break it down and just sit there and look at it and go, okay, game wise, she's won multiple HOHs. Mm-hmm. She's won competitions. She's very social. Like, she has a lot going for her. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she is very strategic to play the game. Whereas, like, when I sit down and look at, say, I guess the sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, it was stupid when it was isosceles, and it's stupider now. Anyway,
awkward. Anyway, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But anyway, I'm just sitting down and I'm like, at this point, I mean, that was the first thing that Beth had won, to my recollection, was that HOH.
I think so. But now that when you think back on it, yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to say she has been really detrimental in a lot of decisions, but I feel like Beth did what we talked about you should do. She slid by and she got along with, she clung on to a strong team. Yep. And now, though, she won an HOH. She made a big move. We weren't sure if she was going to make the big move. And we weren't sure if she made the big move because she wanted to or because Roe took himself off the block. That was another question. However, I do think that since making that big move, she's started to be very, she's making bigger and bigger moves and she's starting to voice her opinion. Like,
she's being more strategic.
I think she is what's behind, because she started talking about it last week, getting Kiefer out. So I think she's what's behind, spoiler, tonight's Blindside, because she's been planting seeds. And the guys, they're sweet. They're so sweet.
But they're so not that smart.
Aren't they sweet?
She's like the puppet master between the two of them. Like, she's like you said,
player.
She planted those seeds early, and now she's just watering them and watching.
We
them
hated
blossom.
her so much. We talked so much trash about Beth, but yeah, she's pulling it out. So
I don't really like her personally, but
you still, you're like, I still fucking hate her.
Well, I don't hate her. I don't feel like I felt about Vic. I think that she is playing a good game.
Her, I think it's just her personality. She's just very, very bubbly and like very cheerful. And it's funny because we're bubbly and cheerful, but like, I don't think we're like,
yeah, like I don't like I don't like the dummy that she sometimes plays. And that bothers me with women, period, not just her. It's just like, there's nothing that drives me more, I don't think, than say that woman that's out there that she's like,
I'm so weak. I'm so stupid.
Like I saw this video that Reese Witherspoon had put up today, and like totally off on a tangent, but she was basically saying like how all you see in these movies is like this line where the female's always like, what are we going to do now? And I'm just like, because that would ever fucking happen in real life. Clearly we've got that shit on lockdown.
Like, well, we already talked about, well, we didn't. Anybody who listens to tomorrow's episode is going to hear about how we're going to discuss how unrealistic things are in movies. Like,
because they're not made.
Personalities. Exactly. They don't make it for reality. Most of them. Yeah. You know what the good ones are that are written by women? Fucking Moxie.
Yes.
Wasn't it is it Amy Poehler who wrote that, or she
definitely produced it if she didn't write it.
And a fantastic movie. Shout out to Moxie for anybody who is listening to this podcast, because man, did I feel girl power after watching that.
I know. I was like midnight when I finished watching it, and I was just like, yes, let's do this.
Let's start a revolution.
Right.
We're going for their dicks. Okay. Another note that I made. Oh, okay. Anybody listening, I'm making a lot of arm movements here, because
she is.
When Vic let it slip that she was the invisible HOH, was that not good TV?
That was the best, because in all honesty, I was
she didn't mean to.
Yes. It's like, good, out yourself, because you know why? Because you're being a fucking crazy bitch right now. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there was no need. But you know what? There was no need for the big blow up. But the whole time she was doing the blow up, I was like, I don't know if this is helping or hurting her.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because like at first I was like, you're making this is way worse for you. But then it did come out that like she was super loyal to the guys, and they outed like the oddballs and all this sort of stuff. And I thought that they were all going to be like, oh, she was a part of this other alliance. But they started taking it like, well, she was the only person who was honest to us. And I was like,
you guys are still so stupid. Like I was sitting there going, oh, she outed this alliance that everybody else had against the guys. I'm like, if you people couldn't see that there was another side of the house the entire time,
that they thought they were chipping away at, which, I mean, they weren't. I feel like the game was just being played, like it kept swinging. You know what I mean? It kept swinging. And you can't really say that it was always divided right down, because there were so many people in the middle. Like Roe was playing both sides. Fucking Bray is kind of playing both sides now. Kiefer was playing both sides. Tina and Tara, I guess, were the other side.
Yeah.
You know
Always.
what I mean? But like Tina, God
Well,
love
Tara
her.
for sure.
Yeah, was the other side. Tina was like in the Sunsetters, but she wasn't really a part of the Sunsetters. And anyway, but when Vic outed herself as the invisible HOH, that made me so happy.
Yeah,
like that made me so happy. Beth had when Vic started crying, I looked at Beth and she had like a cry face. It was just like, it was so weird. I gotta go back and like rewind it and clock it. And like I should come on and be like, okay, it's at this time, but whatever it was, like she just made like the face like she was gonna cry too because she felt so sad for Vic. And I just thought it was really funny. I guess it wasn't noteworthy, but I wanted to tell you about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so she blew up her whole game. How did we feel about that?
I was waiting for her to blow at some point anyway. Like that
Very
was
emotional.
she was a ticking time bomb. Like it was just going to happen at some point, and I knew that if she was going to go down, she was fucking going down fierce.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she doesn't fucking go out without a fight.
I don't see, like, I understand that she was on the block against Tara, so I understand why she kind of used her as a target, but like she was losing her shit, like losing it. Like I don't know if I've ever.
I think Tara needed to hear a few things.
Oh yeah,
because like there's nothing worse than a negative attitude, and like I feel like we both feel that. It's like, okay, I just spent 3 months away from my kids, and for what if I don't come home with the prize? But it's like Vic said, you signed up for it. It's what Big Brother is. Like you can't sit in the house and be like I'm not in the house. I didn't hear any of that stuff, but it's like, did she think that people were just going to like take her along because they felt bad because she was away from her kids? Because everybody in there is away from their life, whether it's kids or, husband, wife, like whatever, they're away from their life. Like you don't monopolize missing your family,
No.
So like, if anything, that would just make people more annoyed with you. So I feel like she needed to hear that. We'll get into more about her, but I don't know what was up with her negative fucking piss poor attitude about being on the block and, I'm going to give up because you guys are ganging up against me. And I know I'm jumping ahead. I'm an episode ahead. I'm sorry, but
you are. Yeah.
Okay. So results are in because it was a fucking like loaded week. It was a loaded episode. So the results are in, and Vic gets evicted.
Woo.
Yeah, and then she twerked
Crystal
on the stairs
was happy.
on the way out. Yeah, Crystal fucking. What did you think when she did her twerk on the way out?
I
loved it.
Nailed
it.
No, I was like, honestly, I had actually looked away from the television, and then Jason busted a gut laughing.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, you missed that. And I'm just like, what happened?
Did he rewind it?
He didn't rewind it. He just explained it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that you didn't rewind it, because if I had to be witness to that, I would have fucking gouged my eyes out.
I'm sad that I now don't have things to clock to ask you about your reaction to how you felt about how much she made you angry. You know what I mean? Because like I really enjoy watching it and watching Vic do things and being like, oh, Crystal's pissed right now. Because that's half of my enjoyment of the show.
It's true. Yeah.
So fucking okay. She got out, and then immediately they go to the next HOH, and Kiefer calls out the big old win.
Oh yeah. Can I go back for 1 second?
Absolutely. This is your podcast too.
we obviously knew though, like this is what I made a comment of to Jason too, because I was like, clearly everybody knows that Vic is going home before this is even done, because like they're all like wearing their like workout clothes ready to like roll for the next part of the whatever they're doing. And she was like dressed to the nines, right? Anyway, sorry, I just had to point that out.
Yeah, she could definitely tell for sure.
Awful dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
different sense of
Kiefer
style
pulls out the win for the HOH.
Kiefer pulls out the win, and I thought it was amazing how like they were given no time to decide. It was like, you win, who are you going to evict, or who are you going to put up? And I was like, whoa, because I'm used to the other version. This version's way better. Canada fucking kicks ass. Like, let me tell you. Kiefer wins, and then Ro and Bray go up on the block. Everybody saw it coming. Was not surprised. Like, boring. But I mean, that's Kiefer. He was walking the line. He didn't want to step on anybody's toes. He was stupid.
So stupid.
Would love to see who win the Vino? Oh, Tina. Yeah, I've been dying to see Tina pull it out. Like, I want to see her win some shit.
I kind of just wish, like, at that point that, you know, Kiefer had this whole moment where, like, he could have had the perfect opportunity to just be like, fuck it. Yeah. I'm going to get these guys out. But no.
Because he wanted to be a cool kid. I really, really think that Kiefer felt like he fit in that house. He felt like this is a group that I'm fitting in with, and they're going to be loyal to me. Like, it was like, it's like when you're in school and the popular kids invite you out and you're like, oh my God, these are like, I look up to these people. They're so cool. And now they want to be my friend. And then you just desert all of your friends who actually were nice to you and like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of it was just like he concentrated far too much on friendship. And I'm just like, it's not about friendship, it's about relationships. Those are two different things. Like,
and if it was friendship, you wouldn't be on the block. Spoiler for tonight's episode. So yeah, my nerves were gone watching it. Ty won the veto, and I made a note that I would be shitting if I was on the block right now because it was so quick. It was just so intense.
So here's the thing. I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, as soon as he nominated Ro, I was just like, oh, no worries about it. Like, Ro legit has won like a gazillion POVs. He's well, at least a gazillion. So, but maybe more like 3. I don't know. Anyway.
Close to a gazillion.
Right? So close. That's funny, actually. It reminds me of Harper the other day, because Harper was like, what does it go? 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and then it's a gazillion, right? And I'm just like, no. Like, there's so many more numbers. Anyway, yeah, so I was sitting there going like, he's pulled out so many fucking vetoes. I was like, oh, he's got this in the bag. He'll be down off the block, but then one of the girls is going up for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And he fucking choked. And I was just like, of all the things for Ty to win, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know. Ty, I still have a soft spot for Ty. I think he's a derp. It's like, I just want to pinch him. You know what I mean? Like, he's a little cutie pot.
He is, I know, but I don't know. I was just shocked because it's like, what has he won otherwise?
Then, like, that's when you would expect him to win it, and he just didn't pull it out. And ultimately, that sealed his fate.
It sure did.
I did think that he went down swinging.
Oh yeah,
you know, definitely. Like he really did fight right up until the end. Like, he even pulled the guys aside. He's like, listen, I'm better for your game than Braden is. Here's the reason why. And it's just like, they just knew better.
Yeah.
They knew that, like, if they're sitting next to Braden at the end, they're winning over Braden. If they're sitting next to Ro, it's a toss up. And that's the ultimate thing. You gotta think about game. Like, you don't think week to week, you think fucking finale, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it made me sad. I thought he was a great player, but my plus side that I wrote was Tina survives another week.
Right.
Until this week. Next episode, fucking Kiefer. Oh, I shit on him so much. Like, I've been shitting on this guy right from the beginning. I'm so back and forth on him. And I really did think that maybe we were wrong, and maybe he was going to pull out this, like, great, like, he's been playing decently, but he gets too full of himself too fast, and he trusts too much. So, like, I wrote a note. It says, I roll my eyes so much at Kiefer. His quote after his HOH win: this is why I'm in an alliance with the buffest guys in the house.
Yeah.
Just no. Just no. Fucking no, Kiefer. Just stop it. Keep it up. Tara fell right into the victim role.
Listen, like, so where are we now? We're still in that episode, aren't we?
No, next episode. Yeah. So the next episode, so I guess Kiefer was like saying that in the next episode as like a recap, and I just made that note because I was like, you're a douchebag. So now we're into the point where, like, they haven't played for HOH yet. Right. But Tara comes in and she's like, we're next. we're next. Like, we're next. And she just got like, and I'm like, there isn't even a fucking HOH. What you need to be doing is concentrating on winning HOH. Don't be coming in like you've already lost, because guess what you're going to do? You're going to manifest a fucking loss. And guess what she did?
Yeah. Well, and so here's the thing, right? I understand that she wanted to win. She wanted to kind of like, tribute to her brother and stuff like that. I get that. But then on the other side of things, I also think that like, did you expect everybody to throw it because of that? Like that, I
They're not going
probably
to.
sound like a fucking insensitive bitch, and I don't even care because
no, because it's true. It is the game, and it's well. That's like if that's the case, like everybody has their story, like same thing with Vic, like because she pulled at my heartstrings from day one. I was like, oh my God, I love her background, I love her story. Like, I think that's amazing. But you do have to put that aside and play the game that you're there to play. So no, nobody's going to put it, like they were ganging up on her because they didn't want her to win because of everybody in the house. They knew that she was the one who would guaranteed put them up. So it was a smart thing for them to do. Did it suck? Yeah. What would have been smart would have been like if fucking her and Tina could have got together and been like, okay, you go after the red X's, stuff all of them in like whoever's winning between Jed and Ty or whoever, like whoever the fuck is winning that's not me and is one of those that side, stuff their thing, and I'll go after like putting more balls in my thing. Like they could have easily aligned like that.
Easily.
But they didn't. And then she got mad after saying like, oh, this is not a team, it's an individual game. It's an individual game that you play with teams. Like you don't get to the end by being a lone wolf.
No.
You have to play with somebody in the house.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you have to show loyalty.
I think what pissed me off about that whole HOH was like, and I'm not even joking when I tell you that me and Jason were kind of like both shouting at the TV.
Yeah.
So we're like sitting down watching it, and then she sees that all of these balls with the red X's are going into her thing, and that all three of them are doing it. And she just like, then all of a sudden she starts walking to the ball pit. And it's just like, I don't even know, if you're going to give up, why even walk there?
That should light your fire. Yes, and instead it crushed her. It crushed her. And then later she's like, I want my kids to see that like they should never give up. And I'm like, you didn't want to do that yesterday, but cool. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
So fast forward. So obviously she didn't fucking win. Who won? Jedson won HOH. So he's pulling out his first HOH win. He's showing that he's not doing anything. He is winning competitions.
Finally.
But then, so I do love Beth. I love her conversations. So she went on and she was talking about herself and like, okay, I'm going to have to cut the guys loose. I'm going to have to cut Kiefer loose. Like she's thinking, how am I going to win this game? You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
I do know what you're going to say.
She's in the fucking kitchen. And she's like talking to herself. I'm going to win this game. And then she gets on the ground and does one push-up. What the fuck was that?
We were looking at it. We were just like, what's happening here?
I was
seriously do that?
I thought she was like all hyped up and she was like, I'm going to get a pump on and like get down and like do some push-ups and like get up and be like, let's go. Like they all fucking do. But she just got down and did one very slow push-up.
And then I kind of wondered, was it editing?
I don't know, man. I think it was one. No,
see, like one. If that was me, I could probably only do one as well, but I wouldn't even get down on the floor to do it because I'd be like, this is fucking embarrassing.
But like what was the reason to do it? Was she,
I don't know,
trying to super hype?
If I was trying to super hype, I'd be like doing like jump squats or something because I know I can do that shit. You know what I mean?
Like cake. I'd be like, I'm like, give me some of this frosting. More icing, yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was like, I felt so embarrassed.
Oh, it was awkward. Yeah. Did you expect Jed to talk about putting up Kiefer?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's been planting the seeds? Like, why did you know that was going to happen?
I think it's partly because she was planting the seeds. And I mean, let's be honest, we're only seeing a snippet really of what she's been planting. because who knows what she's been planting in his ear. Like, fuck, I don't know. Maybe she's whispering sweet nothings of fuck Kiefer up into his ear while he's asleep, like subliminal messaging. I don't fucking know what she's at. So
She doesn't even like him. She's like, I just need to like get these subliminal messages and I'll kiss him for a bit, like, but I got to get these messages into his head. Maybe that's what we don't like about their relationship. We could just see through it.
Yeah,
and she's just like.
But I also think that he does realize too, like, I don't think that he felt as strongly towards Kiefer anyway. You know what I mean?
Kiefer was just hanging on to that alliance.
Yeah.
Like the only reason that alliance stayed together like it was is because he won the HOH after LaToya got evicted.
Absolutely.
If he did not have to win that HOH, those guys voted him out. If he didn't have to win that HOH after LaToya got evicted, they would not have clung to his side. And we would be watching a very different game right now because they did not care. He was always expendable to him. And then Jed says tonight, if you're not in the trio, you're expendable. So and Kiefer's on the other side being like, I'm in the best alliance in Big Brother history. And I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing. Like,
I don't know, man.
It
stresses me out for him because I'm just like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like watching it, and I know that we see it obviously from a completely different angle. Clearly, we have like the bird's eye view, more or less, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, how do you not see this happening? Like, they're always together, all three of them, and then you just kind of like walk in. Like, how are you not picking up on this?
Like some kind of a signal. I think he just wanted it so bad. He wanted to be their friend so bad that he just didn't want to see it. I think he you know how like a showman's blinds you from the game and you just get so involved with the other person that you're like, don't see the end and you're just seeing this relationship. I think he had like a friend man's. Like he just wanted to be friends with them so bad. He felt accepted and like he fit in and he felt good. And that it blinded him from like the bigger gameplay. Like he still played a decent game.
Yeah.
And he was playing both sides of the house and stuff, but I think he was just so excited to be part of the cool kids. I really do.
And I think he's just genuinely a really nice person.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's probably part of it, is that he's blinded and he assumes that everybody is as nice as he is. Now, I'm not saying the other people aren't nice. That's not what I'm getting at. But I'm saying, you know, sometimes when you're super nice, you take it for granted that everybody is going to treat people the same way that you treat them. But that's not always the case, right?
No. And when you're in Big Brother, you should be on hyper alert for that.
100%. Right.
But okay. How much did you fucking laugh when Tara starts bitching out about like all of her fucking, I'm not gonna win, you're all ganging up on me, blah blah blah. And then Kiefer's like, don't call me a coward.
Oh man, he was like losing it. He was not happy.
Why did he think that she was talking about him? He's like, I'm the only one here, Tara. And it's like, dude, so she's clearly not. She's like 3 against 1, 3. Like, that's not you. What the fuck? Well, I think they're just all in a house together so long. You know what I mean?
Well,
they're rubbing each other the wrong way. They're like annoyed. They're not people that they would pick to move in with each other. You know,
God,
like,
no. And I mean, that's what makes it good TV. But then I think like the other side of it is, it's like she probably was looking straight at him. I mean, he was the only person there.
Right, like, come on.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think that he literally just doesn't see it. Like, he's sitting there and thinking to himself, like,
he's insulted. He's like, don't call me a coward.
Part of this. Whereas she was looking at it and she saw it exactly as what it was, that like, you're not really part of it. You're on the sidelines. They just let you.
How smart is Tina? How smart is Tina to fucking sit down? Man. She is, oh God, she's just sitting back fucking, she's letting the snakes fight the snakes and she's getting all the information and she's just logging it. But she gotta pull out some wins though.
So here they are still back at the HOH thing, and like Tara's losing her shit more or less and just like mouthing off, and then Kiefer gets upset and then she's sitting there telling him like, do you think that they're not going to cut you? You're going to be next. You are going to be a target for them. You think that they're not going to cut you? There's something wrong with you, more or less, right? And like she flat out said it to him, and still he's just like, no, I'm solid.
Yeah, I'm solid. But then he did start figuring it out after that.
Yeah, like after Tina told him.
Once Tina full on told him, he was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. oh shit, maybe that's what they're doing, and then figured it out. Which brings us to, okay, and then our girl Tina gets put on the block.
Yeah.
So I was sad, but I wasn't, because I didn't think she was the target.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to today's episode. Tonight's big Thursday episode.
So Tina and Tara are on the block. And then, of course, they get to play in POV.
Right. I was just confused because I looked at my notes and it said POV. And I was like, that wasn't tonight. That was yesterday or Monday. Like, POV is fucking, this is eviction. But no, it's the POV because tomorrow night is eviction. Or tonight, if you're listening to this.
Yes.
Man, we must confuse our listeners so much.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we're confused, so.
Join us.
Right.
So I just, you know what, I have to say, I do love Tina's presence in the house. She's very calm. She's very chill. Like, she's on the block, but like everything, she's like, okay, I'm on the block. I should go like pick this one's brain or pick that one's brain. Like, she's just very calm about everything. And that's what's getting her so far, because nobody looks at her as a threat, for one, but they're also like, they just want to be around her.
Well, she's not aggressive. Like, she's not doing anything that's rubbing anybody the wrong way. You know what I mean? And then she's always like, oh, come here, I'm going to give you a hug. Like,
she's very laid back. She's mom. She's the mom.
Yeah. Which is funny, right?
Totally.
Like,
she is really funny.
Yeah.
When Ty was talking about odds versus numbers, I love how they make him a derp. Oh my God.
I can't even with this guy. I'm like, because I
love him. I love him. I think he's fantastic.
I keep thinking back to that episode where they were playing chess, and then I'm just like, I was like, is he really good at chess, or did Kiefer just suck at it?
I think
neither one of them know the rules.
I think they highlight his derpiness.
I think so too.
I think they just like, I don't think he's actually like that in real life. Like, we like, again, I think we said it last time, like, we all have these like common sense moments where we don't really know what's going on, and I feel like they just like, they play him out more so to be the dumb jock, because he might say something like funnier, or you know what I mean, like, and it's just good TV. But I just had to make a note. He just has
like these genuine reactions to things that are just a little bit stunned, and it's just like, oh, also for anybody who's listening from outside of Newfoundland, stunned means stupid.
Yeah, stunned. We have a saying here, and we say that you're stunned as me arse. Yeah. And that means you're as stupid as my butt, basically.
But not half as cute.
It doesn't really make sense when you say stunned as me arse, like, because your ass stupid. Half of it. But yeah, that's part of the quote, right? Like,
yeah, it's like stunned as my arse, but not half as cute.
Arse. Stunned, 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 stunned. Kiefer gets way too hyped up. I make a lot of notes about Kiefer, man. He just fucking like, I'm so back and forth with him. He just drives me.
Well, I like him as a person. You know what I mean? I would like to be friends with Kiefer.
I don't even dislike him as a player at this stage.
No.
But like, I just think like, he thinks he's playing a way better game than what he is. Like, he'll do something and then he'll like go into the room and be like, yeah, like best move ever. Yeah. And I'm like, no, let it sink in for a minute. Like he told them about how he knew that Vic was the invisible HOH. And then he went into a room by himself and celebrated while they were all questioning his loyalty.
But this is what I think, right? I think the problem is that for starters, and he's not thinking far enough ahead. So he says these things, but he doesn't think about how it's going to play out. No. So like, he doesn't really have strategy for those kinds of things. Like, stop trying to tell people that you have them. You could have left it. And you know what?
That if he had been left something for when he got to jury, or not when he got to jury, if he got to final two, that would have been something he should have pulled out to say, like, listen, I knew about this and I didn't say anything because I was playing both sides. Like, he could have used that to his advantage to swing votes his way. Instead, he told them now to get them to think, like, to trust them, and it just made them more suspicious. He's sus. He's being sus.
So true.
So sus. What did you think about I learned what sus means, so that's why I keep saying
suspicious.
Yeah, but like, I didn't know because it was like a slang forever. Like, I didn't learn it today, Crystal.
No, that's not true, Melissa.
No, I said I didn't learn it today. I learned it like like a month or two ago.
Oh my
Shut up,
God.
you have kids. You only learned it because your kids told you what it meant.
That's not true, actually,
Yes. Mhm.
because I'm like, it totally makes sense, number one.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you figure it out yourself.
Yeah, it made
No.
sense. Yes, I put
No.
2 and 2 together and I made 4. That's what
If
happened.
somebody comes up and says, you're sus,
Yeah.
you knew.
And I'm
No,
gonna tell you,
I
I
don't believe
did.
you.
100% I did.
I don't believe
And it's
you.
funny because I only heard it listening
Yeah.
to the show, like Big Brother
Really?
Canada.
Yeah.
Yes, I've only ever really heard it in that context. So I was just like, oh, that makes sense. Like, do you know what I
So
mean?
my cousin had it up on her Facebook like 2 months ago. It had to be. And she was like, my kids keep telling me I'm sus. Can somebody fucking please tell me what sus is? So like if you heard it in that context, if Cole was like, Mom, you're just sus, you wouldn't know.
No, it was only
Okay.
because of the context that I understood where it came from, because it made sense, because Braden was going around, he was like, yeah, it's so sus, and I was just
Oh,
like, oh,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So yeah, if I heard it like that, but the first time I heard it was reading her Facebook post where she was like, somebody fucking tell me what this is. And I was like,
Okay.
is this a new word? I don't know. So then I had to read
Yes.
through all the comments to figure out that it meant suspicious, because they'd say like, you're sus, bro, or whatever. And like, apparently it came from one of the new fucking game, I don't know, Minecraft or a game that the kids do.
Well, oddly enough, I heard Cole say it to somebody like this evening while
Yeah.
he was playing a game with them.
Yeah.
But
So
that
it's
was the first time I'd ever heard him say it.
I think it came from this game, apparently.
Probably.
Yeah. So allegedly it came from this game.
Allegedly.
So
Maybe Fortnite.
Yeah. So I didn't learn it today. But now that I know it, I feel cool saying it. So
I feel like maybe I jumped the gun on that one, and I'm sorry for being like all upset about the fact that you didn't know what it meant, because I literally thought that you were looking at it from the context of watching this show.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't say that I believe you that you knew what it meant, because you're clearly a smart person and you knew what it meant.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we're back. Sorry about that. Moving on. That was our little sidestep into just, you know what? We just fucking love the This Is Important podcast, and we're copying shit from it allegedly. So like, fuck off. It's what we're doing now. We're trying to get them to talk to us by
one day
trying to be like them, because isn't that like a form of flattery?
I think so. Copying is the most sincere form of flattery, I think.
Allegedly. So what did you think when Tara went to talk to Beth? So Tara was like on the block, and she's like, okay, I'm on the block, Jed's in charge, but I need to talk to Beth. Because I was like, first of all, very smart for Tara to do. Really, really smart. And a fucking, like, that's just a really good game move, because for one, she got in Beth's head. She knows that Beth is smart, and Beth is not thinking about, for a long time, I thought that Beth was going to do whatever the fuck Ty and Jed told her to do.
Yeah.
But now you can see, like, even when she's talking to herself, she's thinking about the best game move for her.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really smart on Tara's behalf. And the fact that Beth took that information and really considered it, I thought was smart for her.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think so too. I think that she really needs to start considering getting rid of them sooner rather than later, because to me, I sit down and say, oh my God, if you could sit down and say, okay, like, how many's there left there now? 7 of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So 7 of them there, right? 4 out of the 7 are basically useless as tits on a bowl.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Not 4.
When it comes to game. 3. When it comes to game, yeah.
Kiefer does win stuff. But at least 3 of them. So it's kind of like they haven't really done anything. And if
those are the people they need to take.
That's what I'm saying. You take them with you, because it's like, yeah, you could be friendly. Sure, you go around with a cup of tea all the time. I'm not saying that I don't love Tina. What I'm saying is that right now she hasn't shown us anything. Yeah. And if I was Beth, I'd be sitting down saying, that's the person I need to have sitting next to me, because I could win against her.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I think that, like, if Beth had a secret alliance, like with Bray, maybe not.
No,
Bray is still considered a wild card.
Yes,
he's a wild card. But if she's sitting at the end with like Tina or Tara, I think it would be really, really smart. Like I made a note there that I think it would be a great move to see the 2 of them have a secret alliance.
Yes.
Where they still acted like they wanted to get each other out, but then took each other to the final fucking 2.
100%. But
That'd
they
be
need
sick.
to work together to get the boys out, and Tara will do it.
Yeah.
And then Beth doesn't have to get her hands dirty.
It would be really smart if she slid into Tara and Tina and had a secret final 3.
Yes, absolutely. And
You
she
know what I
needs to
mean?
start thinking about it now,
Because if
because this is
so
when you do that.
she's got a final 3 with the boys. They
Right.
just all stabbed Keith. Well, we'll get to it, but they're stabbing Kiefer in the back.
They're
I
discussing it.
think not only it would be good TV, but it would be a really super smart, crazy power move if Beth stuck with the guys, but then had this secret alliance with Tina and Tara, where Tina and Tara did the dirty work. No, not even Tina and Tara did the dirty work. Got to the point where, like, if Beth was the one to, like, say, put the boys up and, like, get them out, or you know what I mean, or like pull the final whatever, and then go to the fucking final 3 with Tina and Tara, and then it's just girl against girl at that point.
Yes.
Like, who made the best woman win, and then get to the final 2, she would 100% win, hands down.
100%. She definitely would. But she needs to do that, is what, like, yes, Vic was a good move, but at the end of the day, it's not going to win it. Yes, you got Vic out. Friggin' Jed got Kiefer. Well, I don't know. Got Kiefer. We suspect he'll get Kiefer out at this point, because
I think so.
He's sitting next to Tina.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, spoiler.
I know it's just there's so much. Okay. Can we please talk about the power of veto competition and how fucking hard it is? What is up with Canada?
Well,
it's a brutal show. Oh man, I know. So I love that. Like, they always get their advertisements out, and that's one of my favorite things. Like, I fucking absolutely love the subliminal advertising. Well, it's not subliminal. It's like in your face advertising, and I fucking love it. I'm down for it. It's great. But like, the power veto competitions that are in the American version look like a walk in the park. So the power veto, it's 3 fucking rounds. So when I watched it, and their first round, they had to do blindfolded, only by, like, feeling these boxes and stacking them up in the right order on this little peg without them falling down. I thought that was the game. Like, when Tara won, I was like, oh wow, she just won veto. And then they're like, you advanced to the next round. I was like, what? That was hard. Then the next one, converting measurements, that's just cruel. I was so mad. I was like, fuck you, Big Brother Canada, because, like, seriously? I was so mad. Do you understand? So I'm like, I'm doing Weight Watchers now. I'm doing Weight Watchers now. And I've been, like, before that, I've fucking done my FinSpal. I don't know. I'd like to track my food, because otherwise I'm just going to sit in my cupboard and eat everything in it. So I've been tracking my food, and I have struggled with figuring out, like, converting. I don't even know what the systems are called.
Yeah, no, you're right. Converting imperial to metric.
Imperial. I don't even know what one I follow. I don't even know. I can tell you that, like, I look at, like, I don't know what I fucking look at.
So a teaspoon is imperial, but 5 milliliters is how much a teaspoon is in metric.
Okay, so I do both.
Well, it depends on what you're eating, to be fair, because it's like, okay, well, I'll have 8 ounces of water, but it's also a cup.
So you're telling me if you had to do that competition where they have to, like,
I would do it.
See, to me, I was like, first of all, you got to memorize the recipe, which is hard, and then you got to convert it.
The memorizing would be the harder part for me. I could convert it, like, no problem.
I look up my conversion for everything. Like, my phone is there. Why do I need to know it? It's only for Big Brother. Like, I feel like if I want to be on the show, I need to go back to school and learn this stuff, because I don't know how to do it. I'm going to look like Ty. I'm going to be in the competition. I'm like,
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I picked it up along the way. I guess I never really thought about it. Yeah, I mean, it not so much cooking. I think it was just the baking. Yeah. So, because I had to work harder at baking, by the way, because cooking is one thing. You can just throw shit together and hope for the best. But baking is like precise.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to get the good kind of meth if you use the wrong amounts.
Exactly, right? It's important that you use the right stuff. It's chemistry, man. It's chemistry.
You want that good blue meth. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. And then the third one, the trick shot. I was just
Right.
mad. At that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I was done. I was like,
But
this is a hard competition.
it was a hard competition, but
The end was
Tina
fun.
won the first side, and
Uh-huh.
then Tara won the second part. And then so we both knew that,
Mm.
at this point, at the third point, one of them was coming off the block. So it was best kind. Didn't matter who.
Yeah, it was really cool. So that I was tickled with that, thrilled to see Tina or Tara win.
I
Tickled to see her
kind of
win
want
POV.
to make that like ping pong ball thing and bring it up to the cabin.
Oh, we need to make it into a drinking game. That
Let's
would
do it.
be so much fun.
Okay.
How can we do that?
I don't know. Like, what did
Just
they
gotta
have?
do
Like
it.
ping pong paddles?
Yeah, I feel like it's easy to do. I'm just wondering how we can incorporate booze into it. Like we
If you
definitely can't
miss,
do every miss. No, you can't do it. Drink every miss because we will. I mean, we'll be
die of
hammered
alcohol
anyway. But yeah,
poisoning.
I know. I'd like to, stay alive.
Right.
Yeah, we'll figure
We'll
it
figure
out.
it out.
So Tina wins. Tara wins. Fuck TNT. TNT.
One of them.
Tara wins POV, and I'm happy. I didn't see that coming. When two of them got put up, I was like, okay, this is Tara's week. She's gone. She's gone
Yeah,
home.
I did too.
Then it was like, okay, are they going to put up Brayden or are they going to put up Kiefer? It
Mm.
was really hard to watch Kiefer say so many times that he's in the greatest alliance of all time in the history of the show, because watching what he doesn't know on the outside, I would cringe.
Yeah.
It was hard to see.
And also, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, you don't know for sure because you've only watched this season, but I mean, I could probably argue that there's been better alliances in the show.
They're not they're a fucking shit alliance. They're only like.
I'm going to tell you right off the hop that the best alliance that was ever there was the one that Adam Pike was in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many
I can't
seasons
remember.
ago was his?
Oh, 2 or 3, I think. Maybe 2.
He's Adam Pike Fitness, AP Fitness. Is that
yeah,
him?
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Shout out
To Adam Pike
Let's
Fitness.
throw a little shout out to him because maybe he could come on the show one time and like dissect it with us.
Because he's got some serious new products as well, so he could also plug those. We wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
we'll
can
reach out
interview
to
him. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna do it.
We'll put that on the side burner.
Okay.
Not the back burner, the side burner. The favorite burner. Okay, yeah. So back to the hard competitions. Tara wins. I do love that. So I did make a note because I love that Jed was thinking about and then did put up Kiefer, because my thought process, but first thing I thought about was like, okay, if he stabs Kiefer in the back and does this blind side, he's fucking up Jerry. But then I was like, no, Kiefer is a super fan. He super respects the game. He respects the boys. And I really think that like if he was blindsided, that he would look at it as such a good power move that he would actually vote for Jed and not against him. So I did think that like I felt like that was a pretty safe move for Jed to put him up because Kiefer's gonna respect him for it.
I mean, 100%, like I was really sad when they were talking about it. And the funny thing is like when Ty comes in and then Jed mentions it to him and he's just like, oh my God, we could, like, this didn't occur to you?
I made a note of that. I actually said, where's the two? I love that Ty never even thought about putting up Kiefer. He's just so innocent. He's just like this little puppy. And you just want to pet him. He's just a little puppy.
Oh my. Yeah, that just about killed me. I did quite a bit of laugh and I was just like, wow, this is not even occurred to you.
He's just going around. He's like, this is a fun experience. I like this house. They feed me for free. Like I get to work out all the time, hang out with my besties. Like,
right, it's a great time.
He's just like, this is a fun experience, and like he's just enjoying himself, which is fun to watch.
It is. It's funny.
I like it. Okay, so my thought, and then Beth said it. So they had this like little competition where they played hide and seek, and then the winner got to pick somebody to sleep in the ball pit. So my first thought when they announced that, I was like, they're making someone sleep in there because there's a secret power in there and they want someone to find it. And then Beth chimes in and she's like, she's smart. See, I keep making these notes. That was a smart decision because she's like, I want to put Ty in there because if there is a secret power, I want him to find it. And I'm like, girl knows what she's doing.
She does. She knows what's up.
Also,
also, did you see though I'm like, okay, so she assigns him to this room, and here we are, all of us basically, and I'm sure you were the same, thinking he has to sleep in the ball pit room. Okay, so he's gonna go in this room, he's gonna have to sleep in the pile of balls, and they have a fucking bed set up in there. I'm like, this is stupid.
No, I figured they would do something like that. I was kind of jealous. I was like, I would like to sleep in there on that big fucking bed. Like that doesn't look bad. That looks like fun.
It's just,
It's a
that's what
bunk
I'm
bed.
saying though. It's supposed to be like somewhat of a
Oh,
punishment.
yeah, but
Like,
it wasn't.
it was
I
stupid.
really think it's so that they'll find a power. I also think,
Mhm.
I'm wondering if the power hasn't been there yet,
That could be.
because all the arrows are pointing down, the arrows are pointing to the room. It's been like crazy. Nobody found a power yet. And now they're doing this, like, you got to sleep in the ball pit thing. But they went in and set up the bed. So they
Right.
had to go in the room to set up the bed. So I feel like maybe they just put a power in there.
That could be.
Right. So I feel like we might find a power this week. I hope. Still very happy with Braden's game. I think since he's parted ways with Austin, he's playing a really decent social game.
Yeah.
Like, he speaks his mind, he's strategic, and he knows how to deflect attention away from himself,
He
which
does, yeah.
is good. That's good gameplay.
Yeah. I do like him.
Okay. And then, oh my God, I hope that our listeners can hear my angst right now. When Kiefer walked in and straight up asked Beth, and like, she's like, yeah, it's still the plan, but you should go talk to the guys. I was like, oh my God, my like gut wrench.
I was just like, my initial instinct at that point was, what is she doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was sitting there and I was just like, is she already jury managing him?
She's
Because
smart,
now she's like, yeah, I'm aware of it, but it wasn't my call.
but it was
You know
her,
what I mean?
totally her idea.
Yeah. Right?
She's good. I'm loving her. Beth
Mm-hmm.
is pulling it out. She waited half a season, but she's fucking taking it home. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Proud of her. Yeah, I just commented that it was good TV. I thought Kiefer started out strong, tugging at the heartstrings, making everybody cry. I was like, that's a good strategy. And then he just rolled over and fucking hauled his pants down. He's like, yeah, okay. I feel like go out swinging. They're telling you that they're putting you up before you're up.
Yeah.
This isn't like Vic went out with a fight after she was blindsided. I'm like,
Yeah.
you haven't even been like, yeah, you're being blindsided right now, and it's fucking POV ceremony day. But
But
like,
it's not official.
put up a fight, man. Like,
Yeah.
he kind of did, because he's like, I'll throw HOH next week. I think he was just so legitimately blindsided that he didn't even know what he could offer to change the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know?
He felt far too solid. And like Tina was right when she said earlier in the episode, like, you need to take it
I'll
down
talk
a
about your
notch.
wins and how you're a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. So anyway, I made notes. I was like, fight, Kiefer, like, stop it, just fight. And then he goes on the block, and it was fucking hard to watch. It was
Like, I
ugh.
actually felt a little bit emotional, like almost like I was gonna fill up, but I had one of those days. So then I started to think maybe I'm PMSing.
Oh, totally. It's PMS. If I didn't fill up and I'm the crier of us, you're totally PMSing. Because I was
Yeah.
watching it, I was like, oh, like, I was more, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I was kind of like sad for him, but I wanted him to fight. And I also think he kind of deserves it. Like, I've been so
Yeah.
back and forth with him all season that, like, I don't know. I think he's okay where he is. He's fine there.
It's not that I don't think that he plays a good game. Like, he does what he's supposed to do in certain situations, but then he's so naive that
I think that's what it is. It's
that's
how
what it
naive he
is.
is. Yeah, it's his naivete.
Exactly.
Is the reason. His naivete.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I just finished it off with a let's go and a bam, because
Yeah.
like, it's good. Fucking, like, I don't even know what to say. I just, when I left, I was like, Canada just fucking kills Big Brother. Like, you did it way better than US. Like,
Yeah.
we are deadly.
And I mean, honestly, they had to step it up a notch this year because, like, we only got through, like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks last year and everything got shut down because of COVID. So,
right. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
This COVID lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not even going to get into this, but yeah, I'm super, super, super happy with the way the week has been played out. I love that the people who I like don't always stay, and that's fucking cool because it makes for good TV. And then I find new favorites. I'm not like cheering on the same person the entire season like I have been before. So next week's predictions.
Kiefer's going, obviously.
You think?
Yeah. I don't.
I think because
it's down between Kiefer and Tina.
Yeah, that's true. But I was just gonna say because Vic almost pulled out a save last week, so now I'm like anything could happen. But yeah, okay. So I'll listen to yours and I'll make mine. So Kiefer.
Yeah, Kiefer is definitely. I think he's definitely going home. Number one, he gets too mopey when he's up on the block, and like historically, that's just what he does. He just mopes around. He doesn't really try to advocate for himself whatsoever, unless he's fully winning. He just doesn't bother. He gets sooky like Tara got last week.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, it's funny to watch people switches flip when they're in the house and they're not the ones in danger. They're all talk. They're like, you're not campaigning, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, so bye-bye. And then they get on the block and they're like, well, my life sucks, I'm going home. It's just, I'm like, it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride. Like, very fun. So who's gonna win HOH?
I don't know. It's going to depend on what kind of a competition it is. I mean, Jed can't play, so thank God. I honestly, Tara's still there. Tina's there still. Braden, I'd be shocked if Braden actually won. I was thinking he was going to win this one, but that didn't work out. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe Beth will probably win it again.
Okay.
And then that's what's going to happen from here on out. It's going to be
they just keep rotating.
Yeah, one of the sauce.
So I think fucking sauce. Don't. Okay. I think Kiefer goes home as well.
Yep.
Kiefer goes home. And okay, so I'm two ways. So I guess I'm one way. I want Tina to win. I really want to see Tina fucking pull out a win, like get something. Too. So I want her to win HOH. She's going to be my backup prediction, but I think Bray's going to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a fire.
He does.
And he's skated by this week, but now, like, if Kiefer's gone, guess who knows
he's next?
Exactly. He is the one who's ready to go right up on the block. So I feel like he needs to win this week. And then he needs to, like, pull out a big move. And then make a better alliance, like start aligning a little bit better. He was on his way with Roe, and then the fucking double eviction fucked up his game. But like he's still not out of the house. Like, and I think that he could turn his game around big time.
Oh, I think he definitely could. I think the problem is that if one of them doesn't win HOH this week, him and Tara are going up.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like 100%.
Unless it's Tina who wins.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, but if it's one of the three, God.
We need to call her Cup of Tina. How have we not thought about that yet? She always has her cup of tea.
Right?
She's our little Cup of Tina.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that makes me happy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, my hair is going up, which means for anybody who can't see us, I'm putting it in a ponytail. Do you like my shirt today?
I do. It looks like it says Newfoundland Sausage Company.
Shout out. It does. So this fucking store, it's not just for sausages. It's I guess a butcher meat store. I don't know what you'd call it. Sausage Company. Anyway, this is the fucking most comfortable shirt, first of all. So I know it's like it's a food place, but it is just the most comfortable shirt I've probably ever put on. This is why I'm wearing it to bed tonight. Love it. But yeah, so basically they sell like meat.
All the meat.
It's a local company. It's on Southside Road, and they sell amazing sausages. I always get ribeyes from there because the ribeyes are really good. And they do their menus. So they're open on Saturdays and Sundays. They do their menus probably Thursday or Friday, and they do it all on Instagram. But you can come to the store and like they'll tell you what's there, and you can shop and have a look around. They also usually support local vendors too. So sometimes there'll be people in there selling like their own spices and sauces, and it's a really, really cute, really fun little shop. And if you're out, like I know summer times are really big for them because like people walk the Southside Road Trail. So like you'll park, walk the trail, go up, like take a look around, get some like barbecue for the weekend, take it on home. So I'm giving them a huge shout out, not because, mostly because I had this shirt on tonight and it's comfortable. But hey, Newfoundland Sausage Company, if you want to give me some like free sausages, I'm here for it, because they don't know that I'm saying this tonight. That's just super random.
Dies for the honey garlic ones.
They're so good. Well, Drew brought a brisket up to your cabin last May too for from them that he bought over there, and it was amazing. And actually, he's already been planning out the menu that he's going to bring up to the cabin for this May 2-4. He's like, yeah, we got to get out early and line up that weekend, because he's got a fucking menu that he wants to cook up. So
I'm super pumped.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Well, that is our episode, everyone. Thanks for joining us on our tangents and our little side steps and our theories.
Like we do.
And we are very excited. So tune in tomorrow and listen to our new episode of Just Me and Crystal, where we have a little bit of a laugh and discuss some really cool things. And then tune in next week to see if our predictions played out on Big Brother.
I'm excited.
Now, we're going to say goodbye, and then I'm going to play us off. All right?
All right.
Okay. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye.